Hi guys, welcome to this constructive guide on how to improve your aim.
It's black and white.
A good aim is key to master any shooting game. Because I see so many people struggling with this problem, I decided to make a video to help you to improve your aim on your own. Before we start, please think about subscribing, as I do like to make nice and entertaining content for every Battlefront 2 fan to enjoy. Before I give you my 5 tips to improve your aim, I need to explain a little bit on how the shooting works in comparison to Star Wars Battlefront 1. Then I'll give you a few tips which are mostly for players which struggle a bit in Star Wars Battlefront 2. Then I'll give tips for more advanced players looking to improve their KD ratio. Now, in Star Wars Battlefront 2, zooming and crouching actually affects your accuracy and spread. That's the way your shots become inaccurate after shooting for a while, if you didn't know. This wasn't the case in Battlefront 1. So in order to keep your shots accurate with, for instance, the FWMB-10K, an inaccurate blaster, you have to adapt your shooting style. There are a few different things you can do. First of all, you can zoom in, of course, but also try crouching and stop shooting once in a while to let your crosshairs shrink like I'm doing here. Also keep in mind that different weapons require different aiming. Aiming and shooting with a sniper as the NT242 is different than, for instance, a close range gun as the CR2. Now, I am aware that aiming on console is different and arguably a bit harder, but these tips will help PC and console users. Now, my first tip for beginners is to learn to correctly place your crosshairs. These things are the little markers that indicate where your shots are going. Always keep your crosshairs pointing horizontally and towards the direction where you think the enemy will be coming from. Like that, you will be first to fire and stop dying from enemies shooting first. My second tip is to use zooming correctly and to your advantage. As I said earlier, zooming actually affects your accuracy, so be sure to zoom in so your gun is accurate. But zooming in takes time, so when you have that time because you're standing behind an enemy and he doesn't see you, fine, zoom in, aim and shoot. However, if you get into a situation where you need to be firing as soon as possible at close range in order to win the gunfight, fire from the hip. That's firing without zooming. This will give you the upper hand if your opponent decides to zoom before he shoots. Moving on, choose a right sensitivity. This is very important. When your sensitivity is too low, you will not be able to turn around fast. And if your scoped sensitivity is too low, you will have a hard time against enemies at mid-range. I have my soldier sensitivity at 20, which is the game standard. This is quite slow, so I suggest you pick a sensitivity between 20 and 35. But this is all up to you, and you should try and find the best sensitivity for you. As for the scoped sensitivity, I have picked 60. This might be a little high, but I got used to it now, and now I think it's amazing. So again, keep experimenting to find your right sensitivity. I think if you're a beginner, having your scoped sensitivity around 50 will be alright, but this is all up to you. Just keep trying. Now I'll move on to the advanced tips. When you get better aim, you might want to up your game by aiming for the head. Headshots deal a great amount of damage, so even if you get caught off guard, you can still finish the enemy. This takes practice of your own, but once you master it, you will be able to win almost any gunfight. My last tip is to move while shooting. This might sound strange, but if you need small adjustments in aim because your target is moving, you can move while shooting like I'm doing in this clip. This is especially useful if you fight enemies at long range. Also, the movement sideways is always the same speed. This is not the case with aiming with your joystick or mouse. So use this if you need precision shots. That will be all for today's video. I'm sorry I haven't been uploading a lot, but I'm trying to get videos out whenever I can. By the way, go follow me on Twitter, as I like to tweet quick updates about the channel. Now don't forget to subscribe, as I do like to make nice and entertaining videos for all Battlefront 2 fans out there. See you in the next one.